Hi, this is Jim Cockrum of OfflineBiz.com, and I've put together a very special guest for a webinar today, some new and exciting products you haven't seen before. It's a great new way to promote not only your business as you're trying to work with other businesses, but their businesses as well, and it's phenomenal. And I've probably got the world's foremost expert on the topic as our guest today, so I'm quite proud of this achievement. Welcome, Mr. David Frey. He's one of my heroes of marketing, because he doesn't just deal with internet marketing, he deals with real world concepts as well, and he's been doing it a long time. He's one of the top achievers, and one of the things we'll be telling you about today, the tools that we're teaching you, is one of the top achievers with this tool. So he really knows what he's talking about. This is going to be great content, no big pitch fest, just really good solid information you can use, and an opportunity to maybe make an investment if you're interested as well. But David, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it, man.
Jim, thank you very much for having me on. And it's funny when you say, you know, he knows internet marketing stuff, but real world stuff too, as if the offline world is real world marketing and internet marketing isn't. But
right.
As we both know, you know, marketing
play
is
money
marketing.
to me sometimes, you know. But yes, marketing is marketing. You're absolutely right. And I think we focus too much just on the internet sometimes, especially those of us at Offline Biz. We just want to be able to, you know, set up a campaign and automate it and set up a website and ignore all the touchy-feely real-world stuff. But they both are needed if you're going to make a business successful, equally as important. And share with us what you've got, because I am blown away, and I can't wait to share some stories that you haven't even heard yet on how your tools have been effective with me. So go ahead, let's jump into it.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and start. So as Jim mentioned, my name is David Frey, and I'm going to introduce myself in a moment. But first I want to do is just tell you what today's agenda is so that you guys know what we're going to be talking about. The very first thing we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about a few problems and issues with marketing, internet marketing services. And more we're talking about locally versus, you know, nationally. A lot of you guys that are listening to this are involved in internet marketing services to people in your local area. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the problems and issues that face that. And then I'm going to give you my all-time #1 marketing campaign. As I recall, I have only showed this to one other person in all in all the years I've ever been marketing. I've only showed this to one other person that I can remember. So I brought it onto this webinar today to show you guys.
That's fantastic. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you'll love it. Number 3, we're going to talk about a new way to be able to introduce your services. And then we're actually going to give you a demo of the system. So we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to show you exactly how it works. And then we're going to talk to you about how you can get the new system. So in the spirit of full disclosure, at the end of this webinar, we're going to tell you how you can sign up for it. And we're going to take some questions and answers. I don't know how long this webinar will last. I've only done it once. I can't imagine it going over 60 minutes. If we have a Q&A session at the end, we'll kind of end the webinar and then we'll start the Q&A session for those people who are interested. So we want to respect your time. Again, my name is David Frey, and I live in Houston, Texas, and I have been marketing now for about 15 years. And a lot of my marketing has been in the offline world, doing print advertising, doing direct mail, doing magazine ads, doing a lot of public speaking to associations. I had a very successful coaching and consulting business in the pool and spa industry at one time. I am the author of the Small Business Marketing Bible, which is probably one of the best-selling marketing books on the internet. I'm also the author of one of the very first of its kind, the Coaches and Consultants Marketing Bootcamp. This is one of the very first programs ever produced specifically for coaches and consultants, teaching them how to market their services. And in fact, I was on Facebook this morning, and I had a guy says, you know, I'm going through this again, Dave, the Coaches and Consultants Marketing Bootcamp, and he talked about how still relevant a lot of this stuff is in that product. So I've been a coach and consultant for many years. I was a consultant for Arthur Andersen and Andersen Consulting back in the 90s. So I did consulting, to Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies for 7 years. I sat across the table of C-level people on a daily basis. So I'm not just a coach to an industry segment like the pool and spa industry, but I've been doing consulting for many, many, many years. You'll be hard-pressed to find someone who is doing consulting in that capacity, like with Anderson Consulting, Arthur Anderson Business Consulting, and also to an industry niche. I also have a newsletter for small business owners that goes out to over 70,000 small businesses around the world. So I've been doing this stuff for a long, long time, and that's why I'm kind of excited to talk to you about this today. So your goal as a local consultant of your internet marketing services is to obtain proven internet marketing results for small business owners that allow them to grow their business. I mean, that's the bottom line. You've got to get proven results, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got to be able to prove that you can distinguish yourself from all the other things they've tried where there's no proof, no tracking, no return on investment. It's not measurable.
Right.
That's what sets us apart.
That's right. And honestly, today, it's not that hard to go and get search engine rankings. I mean, Jim has been teaching you guys for a long time how to use tools like Traffic Geyser, which, guys, it still works today. I mean, I used that tool when it first came out. I think it was back in 2005 or something like that. And if you go and type in small business marketing, you'll find my site, Marketing Best Practices, on the first page. If you type in marketing ideas into Google, you'll see it on the first page. The only thing I've done is Traffic Geyser. So when Jim recommends Traffic Geyser, that is the tool of choice, and so it's not hard to get these rankings for local search results. And if you're a social media consultant, so if you've taken Jim's challenge and invested in the social media marketing for consultants with Mike and his program, well, then we're talking about you too. I mean, so your ability to get results is really what matters. The problem is, well, let's say the second goal is to get the attention of those small business owners who will want to pay for your services. And this is exactly what Jim was talking about. All right, it's one thing to get results. It's another thing to get their attention and to get them to believe that it's important to them.
Yeah, we spend a lot more time on this goal number 2, David, than we do on number 1. Once we've got you convinced of how powerful our goal number one strategies are, no one can hold a candle or compete with you. But it's the number 2. How do you keep from just blending in with all the other messages these business owners are getting? How do you distinguish yourself so you cut through the mess of the maze and actually get their attention for a couple minutes so you can show them how great you really are and can be? So
yeah, and
absolutely.
Really there's two issues. One is to set yourself apart and get their attention, but the other one is to get them to believe that internet marketing is important to their business. And so that's,
exactly.
It's almost like, hey, anyone's got a great product. Everyone's got a great product. Like I used to say, everyone can create a bar of soap, but only the best people can actually sell the bar of soap. So that's what we're going to talk about today, selling the bar of soap, getting the attention of small business owners, and trying to help them understand that internet marketing is very, very important to them. It's not easy. I have talked to a lot of people who have been doing local internet consulting in the past 2 years. Since it's become very popular, I've been talking to an awful lot of people. And what they tell me is, I send emails to these guys, and I never hear back from them. Well, no duh. I mean, you're just one in 100 emails those guys get every single day. And some of these small business owners don't even check their own emails. They have someone at the front desk checking the emails. And so, yeah, you probably are struggling to get your message across just through email. You might try calling them up on the phone. That's a challenge because almost all these people don't answer their own phones unless they're a realtor. Realtors are the only ones that kind of answer their own phones because they're taking those phone calls as their lifeblood. But even insurance agents and mortgage brokers and financial planners and those guys, they usually have assistants that answer the phone for them and screen all their phone calls. And so trying to get your marketing message across by calling up people is a challenge as well. Now, I'm not going to say that you can't do it with any of these things. I'm just saying it's a challenge. And then trying to go out and meet them is the absolute best way. Okay, nothing will ever replace shaking a person's hand and looking in their eyes. Nothing will ever replace that. But it's very difficult to scale. In other words, if you're going to, let's say you're trying to penetrate a mortgage broker niche in your local city, and there's 30 mortgage brokers. I mean, that's not easy to do. And so none of this stuff is very easy. So I want to introduce you to my all-time #1 marketing campaign. And let me just give you a little background on this marketing campaign. Way back when I started doing marketing on my own back in the year 2000, in the state of Texas, this lady filed a lawsuit with the Texas, this insurance company, let's put it, for mold that she had in her home. And she got like over $1 million settlement in mold. Well, there was a ton of people who had mold, and so everyone started suing the insurance company. And it was a heyday. Insurance companies were paying out all kinds of money to these people that were winning lawsuits based on this mold that they had in their home. Texas is a humid place. Well, the mold remediators, or the construction companies that would come in and gut your house and take out the mold, they were the ones that were becoming millionaires. They were making tons of money. And there was a bunch of construction companies that jumped into this fray and started doing mold remediation, even ones that didn't even know what they were doing because there was so much insurance money out there. And so I latched onto that, and I thought, you know what, I can generate leads for these mold remediators. I know how to generate leads. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to generate a bunch of leads for these mold remediators by doing, of all things, phone broadcasting, because at that time no one was suing anything for this phone broadcasting. They weren't enforcing the do not call list. So I was doing all these phone calls. In fact, I had 12 switches out of my home right behind my desk where we sent out over 12,000 phone calls a day to find these people who had mold problems. But now I had to go and find the mold remediators who wanted to buy those leads, and therein was the challenge. Just like you guys, all right? I had the people who had the mold problems. You guys have the search engine results for these local clients. My challenge was to get to actually sell them. Your challenge is to go out to these small business owners, get their attention, and sell your services. So I had the same problem. So I created this little marketing campaign that worked like wildfire. It was absolutely crazy. In fact, my first mail out, I think it was to 24 or 25 people. We got 19 appointments. Wow. And out of those 19 appointments, I can't remember exactly how many we signed up, but it was a good many of them. We were actually selling zip codes at the time. So you guys want to see my marketing piece that I used to get this?
Absolutely, man. This is cool. This is worth the price of admission right here.
Here it is. I swear, it took me a long time to go back and get this thing. All right. So what I did is I sent. What you're looking at here is the front. This is the front of the letter. This is the back of the letter. This is the inside of the letter. Now this is scaled down over here on the right-hand side. It's scaled down. So what we did is we just folded it into, I believe it was 4s. No, we folded it in half. That's right. We folded it in half. So I think we took like 11 by 17 piece of yellow cardstock paper or yellow paper, and it was cardstock. It was thick. And we folded it in half, and we printed out this on the front here, this on the back, and this on the inside. So it says, look inside to find out how a mold remediation company generated 29 leads in 2.5 days and how you can too. All right. So I got results for one mold remediation company, and I leveraged those results with all the other mold remediation companies, okay, which is another lesson, all right? Always do a pilot test with one company, get results, and then use that company as a testimonial to leverage into the other, your other business, your other companies. So the other headline was, imagine being able to double your mold remediation business for free. Well, for free. Why was it for free? Because you would buy the leads from me for a certain price, but you would make so much money on those leads that it really didn't matter what the cost of the leads were. You were making so much money on the business that you gained from it.
Right, I follow you.
Okay, so and then on the inside, I would show them the return generated per dollar invested versus telephone, radio, magazine ads, direct mail piece, and voice marketing. So, and then, but here was the big thing. All right, this is what got me all the appointments. See down here in this lower right, okay, it says, kick me out of your office. This was my kick me out of your office guarantee. Kick me out of your office if you think I'm blowing hot air. All I ask is that you give me a brief, what does it say, 20 minutes of your time to let me tell you about the Smart Lead system. Take a moment to call me on my private line right now. Every time I went into an office, they mentioned this line, kick me out of your office.
That's great.
This thing is what got me in. Well, all of it got me in, but this really, really helped. Kick me out of your office. And I'd get into their office and I'd say, okay, I'm looking at my watch right now. You've given me 20 minutes. I want you to kick me out of your office if you think I'm blowing hot air. And I would sit down and I would show them these results, and they'd get blown away and they'd sign right up. So this is my all-time #1 marketing campaign. It was not email. It wasn't calling people on the phone. It wasn't meeting them privately. It was through direct mail. It was through a direct mail piece where I got my very best return. Okay? So I want to introduce to you right now the offlinebiz.com marketing card system. We've created some of the most amazing marketing cards for you guys to use in your offline business to get the attention of small business owners and to get them to give you a call. Or at least when you follow up with them, they are going to remember exactly who you are. All right, so let's go into this a little bit more. Okay, this is an example of an offline bid card design. Okay, you'll notice that it has a yellow background. It says alert at the top. It's kind of an in-your-face type card, very direct marketing. And depending on the niche that you're going after is what you will use on the card. So if I'm going after Houston dentists, you'll see that I will only put one Houston dentist at the top of Google search. And then I put a little Google there and I put Houston dentist. Will you be that one? Look inside to find out. So all these card designs are created to do one thing and one thing only, to get them to open the card and to study what your offer is. Because isn't that what marketing is all about, is always just selling the next step, selling one thing at a time. And that's what
Absolutely right. Because I'm even thinking if I had this card and I fired it out there, I might even spend a little time educating, trying to get that dentist into my opt-in campaign where I prove just how good I am at all of this and show them how they could do some of it themselves. And then when they get tired of that process, give me a call and I'll do it for you the right way, versus trying to close the sale right in this first card. And I know you're going to talk about a series of cards, but keep it soft the whole way. Educate, give away. I'm always telling people, give away way more than what people ever expected before you ever try to close any kind of sale or make a deal. Get them to the point where they're begging to give you money.
It's all about education-based marketing.
Absolutely. So that's what I'd put inside this card.
Yep.
You know,
We've been teaching.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we've been teaching you've been doing this a long time, and I was looking at some of the small print on that previous slide, and that's what you're talking about, educating these people along and moving them through the process of, you were talking opt-ins and educating your leads way before I got into this game, and that's how it still works, though. You give people a lot of great content, and then you try to sell something. Even with these businesses you're working with, it works.
Right. Education-based marketing, that's what it's all about. So these cards on the inside, you can insert photos, you can insert your own handwriting font, you can insert your own signature, you can do a lot of different things with this card, which allows you to be very creative with it in what you do with it. And I want to introduce you to the system that allows us to send these cards. It's called sendoutcards.com. Now, many of you have already heard about this system. But you probably haven't seen it used the way that we're going to show you how to use it today. Okay? So Send Out Cards is the automated system that allows us to send these cards. Okay? These cards we've just showed you. And I'm going to go to each one of the cards. We're going to take a look at them. But let me just show you how to send a card out of the system so that you'll know. So I created this little video that's going to show you step by step how easy it is to send a card out of the system. Okay, in this great video, I'm going to show you how to send out an offline biz card in Send Out Cards. So I'm in the Send Out Cards system. I'll go click on Cards and then Create a Card. And we're going to create a custom card. So all we have to do is see this button right here that says Create a Custom Picture Plus Card. We'll click on that button, and then we're going to choose a 3-panel card, just like this one right here. So I'll go click that 3-panel card. If I wanted to do big cards, I could have chose the big cards. So now we're in our card editor. This is the heart of the Send Out Card system. It makes creating cards very, very simple. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Pictures, and I'm going to click on my category called Local Biz Cards, and I'm going to select this alert card. Okay, you notice the alert card is going to people in Seattle, stuff like that. All right. Now I'm going to click on the inside of the card. These are the 3 panels on the inside of the card. Now I want to put a photo here in that panel, so I'm going to click on Templates. Then I'm going to drag that over here. And on the inside left, what I want to do is I want to put the search engine listings that I've already achieved for that particular niche. Okay? So I'll put it in right there. And then over here, I am going to put the message in. But I also want to put a picture of myself. Now I've tested this many times, and I just tell you, you got to have a photo of yourself inside these cards. It will make it a lot easier because people don't naturally trust anybody, and it just helps your trust when you put in a photo of yourself. So I'm going to come over here to David. Those are photos of me. I'm going to find a photo. Here's a good photo. So I'm going to drag and drop that right over there. Okay, there's a photo of me. Now, I'm going to edit this just a little bit, drop it down some. Okay, there. So now I'm going to put in a text message here. So I already have some text that I developed, and you can't see the top of that, I'm sorry, but I'm going to take this text. I'm going to put it right in here into this text area. Okay? So instead of saying, Dear Dr. Smith, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this Insert Name. And this is just like in an autoresponder. You can insert that variable. Actually, I don't want the first name there. I want the person's last name, because we always go by last names when we say doctor. So I'll go last name. And let's say you're sending this out to, 100 doctors. It's going to automatically take the last name of that person and just insert it right in here. Okay? So let me decrease the size of this text so I can fit everything in here. Now I'm just going to format it a little bit to make it look the way that I want it to. So I'll go and get a little bit more text. Let's try this. Okay. There. So there's the text for the left-hand side. Now I'm going to put a little bit of text down in the last part here. my cell phone number. Regards, David Frey. Now, I could put my own signature in here as well, if I wanted to. And I'll make, a lot of times I like to put my signature in blue, and I increase the font size a little bit to like 18 point. All right, so there is my card. It's developed. Now, you even have a back flap on one of these, which I'm not going to put anything in, but you certainly could put something that you want there. Maybe some information about your company or something like that. But here's the inside right of the card. Here's the inside middle of that card. Here's the inside left of the card where it shows the listings that you've achieved. And here's the front of that card. So now I'm just going to click on Continue. We're done creating it. And now, at this stage, I can send it to one person or I can send it to multiple recipients. And if I'm using the campaign feature, I can send it to a lot of different recipients. But I'm not going to show you how to use the campaign feature right now because this is not really a training video. Just wanted to show you how it worked. So I'll go click from the Contact Manager, and I'll go find my name right here. I'll click Choose Contact, and now I'm going to click on Continue. It automatically puts my information in there. I could send a gift or a gift card. If you really want to get someone's attention, you can click on Gift Card. Send them a little $5 Starbucks card. That always increases response. So I'll click on Continue without a gift, and this will tell me how much everything costs, and then I'll click on Send Card. And that's how you do it. Your card is on its way. It's being sent out right now, and that's how simple it is to send out your offline biz card through Send Out Cards. Okay. So I hope you guys saw that. It's very, very simple. Using Send Out Cards is super, makes it just super simple. We don't want you sitting there trying to type things out and print them out and merge stuff, anything like that. Send Out Cards does all that for you. So the cool thing about it is that Send Out Cards is very inexpensive. All right, so here's a card, a regular custom card. A custom card is a card that you upload a photo into. Is only $1.37. That includes postage, includes stuffing, includes stamping, includes sending. It does it all for you completely automatically for $1.37. So I don't know if you've been in Hallmark American Greetings lately. You cannot buy a card in that store, let alone the shipping price for it, but you can't buy a card for less than $3.50.
Right, let alone customized. And, you know, I'm just sitting here thinking through some of the strategies we teach. This is fantastic. The time you'll be saving, like we have a 4-line letter strategy. We won't go into it now, but members of Offline Biz have been around a while, know what I'm talking about. Use a card and use the 4-line letter strategy and just send those dogs out all day. Like you've got a perfect example of it on the screen right now. That's just beautiful. My mind is, the wheels are spinning as we're talking. I haven't seen any of this yet. I knew you were excited and had something for me. So if I'm quiet, it's because my brain is just spinning a million miles an hour here with ideas.
We're going to go into each one of these cards here.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love this one right here. It's perfect.
Okay, so one of the cool things also is you can set up a fully automated sequential card campaign. Now that's super cool because maybe you have a 3 or 4 card campaign that you want to do. All you have to do is import your list and Send Out Cards, create your campaign, and then attach that list to the campaign, and then press the send button, and it's gone.
It's like,
I mean, imagine this, doing a 6-card campaign. Imagine doing a 6-card campaign for only $8.22. Let's say you were to get, and again, this is a matter of lifetime value. I probably should have started this whole presentation out doing a lifetime value of a customer calculation, but you know, if someone's going to pay you $200 a month for 12 months, which is the minimum contract that I would agree to, would you pay $8.22 to be able to land that deal? I mean, who would not?
You can go after a lot of clients and have a very small close rate, which you're not going to have. If you combine the stuff we're teaching at Offline Biz on how to win over clients with this approach, there's absolutely no excuse. I'd completely forgotten about the automated campaigns, David. I mean, that's insane. You can set up. Can you set up as many as you want, or are there any limitations?
No, you can set it like, for instance, you can set up. Let's say you were working in the dental market and the chiropractic market in your local city. You could have one campaign for dentists, one campaign for chiropractors. What if you were doing it by zip code? So maybe you only want to deal. Maybe you're going to sell a marketing package to a dentist in a specific zip code in your city. Houston has about 50. No, excuse me. It has about 30 zip codes. It might have 50 zip codes, but it has about 30 zip codes, I think. So what if you were to sell maybe a $40,000 a year package to just one dentist in that zip code, but you got 30 zip codes? Well, now you can have 30 different campaigns really easily to each one of those zip code areas. Does that make sense? So you could have like a very similar campaign. All you have to do is go and change the text for a specific zip code.
Right, exactly. I'll only work with one Houston dentist in the 4642, whatever, the zip code is, area. Right, and you've got a different set of cards for each one.
Right. In fact, in this, I need to create a card that says something like, is this your whatever, like your dental practice in this zip code, and then put the zip code really huge on the card. So it's like if you're a dental practice and you know you're in that zip code, dude, you are going to read that card.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I want to tell you that all these designs are in PowerPoint. We give them to you in PowerPoint so that you can modify them real easily. So all you got to do is change anything you want in PowerPoint and then go File, Save As, and save it as a JPEG, and they will, and you'll automatically be able to have your own design. Okay.
And for those that use OpenOffice, which is a free version of, I know you can open PowerPoints there as well. Capture the image just as easily there, so don't feel like you got to go buy PowerPoint if you don't have it. Because I've been pushing OpenOffice for years, I haven't had to buy anything Microsoft. Even though I used to sell it, David, I haven't had to use anything Microsoft in like 5 years. I just use OpenOffice now, and it'll work seamlessly. So. And
I save these designs in a kind of an older format of PowerPoint, so OpenOffice will definitely be able to read it. And if you're on a Mac, the PowerPoint version, or what is the presentation in Mac?
It's eluding me.
Whatever it is, that will bring these designs in too.
Sure.
Okay, so let's take a look at each one of these cards, okay, because each one of them are designed for a specific purpose. All right, so this uses the attention factor and the ripped page factor, and it's taking a typical Dan Kennedy type of headline, don't even think of. All right, he's famous for that headline. Don't even think of spending one more cent on advertising until you read this important message. Please open immediately. Okay, so all you'd have to do is edit the thing that says Houston Dentist, and the card will be designed for whatever your niche is. This one uses a newspaper. Okay, so this can literally be any newspaper. You can change out Houston News. Okay, here's one where I use the alert. Now you've seen this one already. That gets people's attention, especially the yellow background. By the way, did you know that the highest performing ads in all BizOp magazines have yellow backgrounds? I was talking to a guy at Wolf Advertising who is basically a broker for all the BizOp mags, and he says, you know what, our best performing ads have yellow backgrounds. Anyways, thought you'd find that interesting. Yeah, this one is, I found this article about Southwest Dental Associates. Now, you'll notice that this article says Southwest Dental Associates, Southwest Dental Associates. There is a service online that will produce this graphic for you. It will change this area. You can put this text in, so you can take this exact text that I have right there, go type it into this little service, and it will spit out this graphic for you. And then you just take that graphic and replace it with the graphic in PowerPoint, and boom, you've got your own new card design.
That's very neat. It's kind of like I've seen the church sign website, and you can do some pretty funny things with that. But this
Right.
is similar, but you're creating a newsprint-looking individualized graphic. Yeah, I love it.
Yep. In fact, if you type in like fake newspaper generator, you'll find it. Now, this is what I did, okay, when I was doing a lot of local business marketing. I would actually go out one day and I would take photos of all the businesses in my local area. And it didn't take me too long. You know, it took me, I was doing it in my local Friendswood area. So, I mean, half a day I had photos of pretty much every single business in that city. But what if you or someone you hired or some teenager go and take an actual photo of every business, and then you write down, you know, that photo and what business it was, and you put that right on the card. I guarantee you, when these guys get your card and it has a photo of their business on the card, they are going to open the card.
That's personalized. Absolutely. That's beautiful.
Here's another one with a photo of a local business. Now, this is even better because it says, is this your accounting practice? All right, automatically they're going to go, well, yeah, that's my accounting practice. What's the deal? What is it? Why? So I found that these were like this magic phrase, is this your? And then you put in. So if you're going after auto mechanic shops, is this your auto repair shop? Arrows pointing down to a photo of their auto repair shop. If it is, then I have a special message for you. I'm telling you, these guys will open this card and they will study what's in the card. They won't just read it, they'll study it. Here's a technique that we used some time ago, and it still works, all right? So you go to the Yellow Pages, or you go onto the online Yellow Pages, and you get the name. Basically, you take your mailing list. So if you're going after Seattle attorneys, you get the name of all the companies, of all the attorneys in Seattle. I wouldn't go after the entire city of Seattle. I would go after a suburb or something like that first.
A zip code area, maybe, yeah.
Right. And you get a list of them, and you put them on this card. You can't see this, but these are the names of all these legal offices. And it says, public notice, Seattle attorneys. This message has been sent to the following Seattle attorneys. Please respond immediately. First come, first serve. Trust me, they opened this card.
Yes.
Because they probably know most of these legal service companies right on this thing. Many of them are their competitors.
People, without even realizing it right now, David, I mean, because you just live in this world, we've delivered hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of value if people just shut this off right now and ignore everything else you say and just pay attention to the lessons that are packed inside your experience here. It would never occur to a lot of people, and the only reason it occurs to me is because I've heard you talk about this sort of thing. You know, making a big poster with everybody's names on it is like circling them. Like, that's beautiful. I've told many people about that. Like, that's brilliant. Stick it in the tube. And, you know, this is the same concept condensed down to a greeting card. But that's just brilliant. Pit them against their own competition. They want to beat their competitors. I'm the guy that can help you do it. That's the psychology behind it's brilliant. And we have the goods. We can deliver on all of this. Remember, that's the foundation of this whole thing. If you're a member of Offline Biz, we're giving you the tools to kick the competition's butt. It's just a matter of which one you're going to work with.
Yeah, we used to do that big poster and putting in a tube, and it worked really, really well. It was worth the effort, but it was effort. I mean, with this,
push button. Yeah, you're clicking buttons.
It's
yeah,
super easy.
Yep.
And this one I love. Okay, this is going to take you a little bit of time, but I am telling you, this thing gets responses. So what you do is you go get a Yellow Page book, and you tear out the section that has all the Yellow Page ads. Now, this is assuming you're going after emergency type of businesses. You'll notice that the big Yellow Page advertisers are emergency type businesses. Like, I would automatically go after legal services because you know that they got money. Dental services, they got money and they're an emergency type service. Towing and wrecking, heating and air conditioning. All those guys spend a lot of money on Yellow Page advertising. So you just go tear the pages out, you scan them in, you take each person's ad, and boom, you can put it right on to the. Now this is something I would put in like a personal campaign. So you would have just one campaign for Peter Drews, just that one dentist. Okay, but if he reads, "Is this your Yellow Page ad?" If it is, I have a very urgent message for you. I'm telling you, the guy is going to open this thing. And the nice thing about using a Yellow Page ad is that he's already kind of got in the back of their mind, you know, this is about advertising. This is about getting my name out there because it's got my Yellow Page ad on there. Does your waiting room look like this? If so, you need what I got, but it's only going to one Houston dentist. So that's a nice one. Warning. Now this one is really special, okay, because it uses the tried and true warning headline. But here's what I did. Instead of going out and taking a photo of everyone, I just went on the Google Maps and I did a print screen. And I used a software product from, well, you can do a print screen just by going Shift Print Screen. But I use a software product from TechSmith, which is called Snagit. And it just, I went and, you know, you snag the map. And then I made it round, you know, that's a function of PowerPoint. And see this little pop-up right here? It actually has the name of the business. So you want to put the name, either their name, a picture of them, anything you can do to totally personalize that card will dramatically increase your response rates. Google Maps actually has this pop-up where it says the name of the business. So that's even better. Now, how long would it take you to do one of these? It's very, very quickly. You sit there right at your computer. You don't got to go outside your house. You just sit there on your computer and do snap, 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 snap. Very, very quick.
Now, this is something you could pay someone a few dollars per hour to. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
It could be someone in the Philippines.
Right.
You know, those of us who are using outsourcing and learn the John Jonas strategies. You know, this is costing you 50 cents an hour to pull this stuff together. I mean,
right.
None of this is new skills that you've got to go learn. It's all easy to pull together. I think I want people focusing on the impact and the power that these cards have as they arrive, because we're not talking about adding a bunch of new work to your desk. If you do this right, this stuff can all be done by someone else. If you got a teenager, make them watch this. Like, hey, I want you to start doing this. I'm going to sign up for Send Out Cards, and I want you to start doing this. Like, yeah, sure. Pay me $10 an hour. This is easy. You know, they do this stuff
very simple.
Sleep. They do this stuff in their sleep. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, very simple. Okay, you saw that one. Now this is kind of cool because it takes their website.
Oh,
is this your website? You need to call me right away. I'm not kidding. You're losing patience right this moment.
Oh, and you know what I would put on there? And just let me give everyone another free tip, man. This is good stuff. Take notes. What goes inside this card, if I'm doing the card, David, is I say you aren't even collecting email addresses for, you've got to talk to me about how I can get you a 50-to-1 ROI starting tomorrow by implementing a simple change to your website. Because email marketing is a 50-to-1 return on investment when done right. Those are industry statistics. We provide you the proof at Offline Biz. That's what goes inside this card. And the websites that I go after are the ones that have no email capture on the front, especially if they're doing pay-per-click advertising. They're throwing money in the trash, sending pay-per-click advertising to this website without an email capture.
Right.
Beautiful. That's a whole business right there. That one card is a business. That is a $150,000 a year business model. That one card.
Yep. I mean, again, I use Snagit. I just go snag the graphic of the website, and I plop it right down into this PowerPoint template, and I save it as a JPEG. Boom. And then you just import it and send it out to them. I mean, it's very, very simple. You can go to any outsourcer, you know, Employee 123. I don't know if you even support those guys, but you can buy someone for $6 an hour at Employee 123 and show how to do this very simple task and just let them do it all day long.
Not even in your own geographical region. And here, let me just help people think 2 or 3 steps ahead here too, because just like you went vertical in the pool business, David, I tell this story all the time. You got one client, you hit the ball out of the park. Now you're the pool and swim spa king
Right.
of marketing because they invited you to their conference.
Right.
That's how it all got rolling. Well, as soon as you hit the ball out of the park for one client, why do you have to stay regional anymore? You don't. You do this card, the one on the right of your screen, for the whole country for your niche market. Whatever,
Right.
if it's dog fencing, invisible dog fencing, whatever it is, you go after that. You find people who have a website, they're not getting their email leads, they're not handling it correctly, you send them this card. You don't have to meet them and shake their hand to do this. You can have customers all over the country, and you use as your social proof, if they don't respond to this card, you send them your social proof card, which is, this is what I did for the dog fence company in Houston.
Right.
They went from here to here. I want to do it for you, but I can only do it for one in your zip code or in your 50-mile radius. Is it going to be you or these 6 companies here? It goes on the next card, your 6 competitors. Someone's going to call you and write you a $1,000 check.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't had to do a thing except teach an outsourcer how to send 3 or 4 cards and go capture these screenshots off the internet. This is phenomenal. We've given people a $150,000 to $200,000 business model on this one slide.
Yeah,
There's
pretty
no question
simple.
in my mind.
Pretty simple. Okay, so those cards were really cool. I think that you'll agree. But how would you like me to guarantee that you're going to get your prospects' attentions? And I mean, double dog dare you guarantee you're going to get your prospects' attention.
You haven't done that already? I thought
All
you
right.
already did that.
Check this out, man. This is the coolest thing. These are big cards. All right, notice the size of that card. It's about 3 or 4 times the size of a regular greeting card.
Yeah, because you're a normal-sized dude. You're not like 3 foot tall, right?
No,
Like
these
6
are
foot.
huge
Okay.
cards, man. I'm telling you, when this thing comes in, it's never going to get thrown away. It's going to get passed around the whole office. It's going to get shown to every dentist, insurance agent, mortgage broker in that office. We're using these big cards. There's the alert big card. Look at that sucker.
That's huge. I love it.
I'm telling you, we've tested this sending letters, right? We found that the actual size of the letter as it gets bigger increases the response rate. And so I remember one time we were doing with this car dealership where we just made this sucker huge. I mean, once they unfolded everything, I mean, it almost covered half their body. It was that big. And that thing had an amazing response rate. So bigger is better in this case because it gets people's attention. And here's one with this your accounting practice. Now, here's something cool, because if you guys think this costs a huge amount of money, that's how much it costs per card, including postage. Including postage.
Try to buy something that size at Hallmark. That's a $9, $10 card, and then you've got to mail it still. And you had to use gas to drive and get it, and it's not personalized. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and these work exactly the same as the other cards. I mean, you set them up in a campaign, or you set them up the card, you push the button, you're just selecting a different card. But they work the same. For $5.87, I mean, it's just phenomenal. Okay, so those are big cards, and they're awesome. I'm telling you, if you never got their attention with email or with telephoning or meeting people, and now you're doing it with cards and you're still struggling, dude, the big cards are going to work for you. Okay, and it's very inexpensive to do. Okay, so if you really want to knock their socks off, you implement video with your card. So let me show you. This is Linda Thomas, and she's going to show you a video card and how this works. Now imagine in your mind combining this with our card designs and the big card. Okay? So let me play this little video, and she'll show you exactly how this thing works.
Hi there. Hey, Linda Thomas. I just wanted to share with you my first ever video greeting card and send out cards. As you can see on the front of this, it says, what's special about this card? I'll show you. This is actually a live visible greeting card that arrives in the mailboxes. sent this the other day, and on the inside is my message, just sharing that great news that this is the first ever video greeting card on Send Out Cards, and it really is a great way to combine online and offline technology. So let me show you how it works. We all have these great gadgets called smartphones, right? So on that, everybody can simply load a free app. Let me show you. It's called Enigma. It's a QR reader. This is technology quick response QR. So I'm going to click on my app, and it will launch. It's kind of like a barcode technology if you think about that. So what I'll do, you'll see that red square in the middle. I'm going to hover it over. It's going to find it. And then right then and there on my phone, people are going to see the video that was sent in that real greeting card. It's amazing. Can you? There you go. You got my greeting card, didn't you? And isn't it amazing that you're watching a video through a greeting card? This is Send Out Cards' newest technology, newest product, and I can't wait to tell you. I just did this with a couple clicks, and you can too. You can send cards to your friends, your family, your clients, and basically.
Okay, so that's a video card. Very, very simple to create. So you guys can.
Information at, as I say, at Offline Biz, we did an article on QR codes, and if that's not instantly clear to you how this works, jump on the forum. We'll straight. That is so simple to do. It's so incredibly powerful. I noticed she also had a link to YouTube where the video is hosted on there in case someone doesn't have a QR code reader on their phone. They can just jump over there as well. But man, that's awesome.
So here's the biggest hurdle in marketing. The number one hurdle in marketing is getting people to trust you. Well, it might be the number two. Number one is getting people's attention. The second one is getting people to trust you. I mean, we are living in a day of mistrust, and rightly so. But getting people to trust you in video is the number one way to overcome that. It's to show people that you're real. And so what this thing will do is you create a video, you start your own YouTube channel, create a video of yourself, upload it into your YouTube channel, and then all you got to do is cut and paste the link to that video, come over to Send Out Cards, put it into Send Out Cards, push a button, it will create the QR code for you, and it will automatically upload it into your picture area. So all you got to remember how I dragged over pictures into the card. That's exactly what you do. It's all automated.
Awesome.
Okay,
and
so let me move on.
You can make YouTube videos private view only, where they don't show up on the big index where the whole world has seen it. Just those who type in the specific URL see it. And that's the kind I would suppose you'd use. And you could have a very personal message right to one person.
Exactly.
Post it.
And by the way, that is what you want to do.
Exactly.
You don't want the world to see it.
Right.
So another cool thing about Send Out Cards is it's a really good source of residual income for you. The way that Send Out Cards works is it's a network marketing company, but it's a different type of network marketing company because you can see the products. You can sell the products to anybody. You can sell the products. All these business owners are dying for a product like this, so it's not like it's an overpriced bottle of juice. It's a very different type of network marketing company. For every person that you refer to the system, you're going to get between $140 to up to $315. And another cool part is when they start using the system, it creates volume, meaning all the cards that they start sending out, you get a certain percentage on, between 2 to 30%. All right, so this is just another residual income stream that you can get through your local internet marketing business, and that's what you want. I mean, the best of both worlds is to be able to offer somebody a tool and also continue to receive income from that tool. And I will tell you from my own experience, small business owners are dying for stay in touch, follow up, and referral systems. They're dying for these types of systems. If you ask any of this is what I do. I'll meet a small business owner at one of my speaking engagements, something like that, and I'll ask them. They'll ask me what I do, and I tell them, I help small businesses get all the referrals they can handle. And they say, well, how do you do that? And I said, well, do you have how do you get most of your business? And they'll always tell me by way of referral or word of mouth. I said, do you have a system that allows you to drive referrals into your business every single day that's systematic, that you can predict? And they will all say no to you. I mean, I've done it hundreds of times. They'll always say no. And then you say, well, I have a system that does that. When you get back to your office, let me show it to you. And that's pretty much how I introduce, send out cards to other people. Independent professionals love this thing. And these are the types of people, by the way, that you're going after anyway in your local internet marketing consulting business. Lawyers, realtors, accountants, insurance agents, doctors. These are the people that desperately need these types of systems. Also, a market that I think is largely ignored is big ticket retailers. For instance, boat dealers, auto dealers, motorcycle dealers, pool builders, RV dealers, hot tub dealers. Why are these people really good markets for your local internet marketing consulting businesses and send out cards? It's easy, because the value transaction, the value of each transaction is very high in those markets. And so they have a lot of money to spend to get one more new customer. So, you know, you can say, hey, if you spend $200 this month and you're able to get 2 new customers, and those customers mean $4,000 a piece to you, is it worth it to you? Well, of course it is. So big ticket retailers are very, very good niche. In fact, the pool builder and the hot tub dealer was my niche for many years. And one of the reasons that I chose that niche was very simple. The transaction value was very high. So I could say, hey, buy my $1,000 home study course, and if you sell one extra hot tub, you've tripled the amount you just paid for my home study course. So I sold tons of them. Okay, and I'm just telling you that the market is huge for these services in this business. There's 695,000 accountants. There's 239 mortgage brokers, 1.2 million insurance agents, 243,000 doctors, 467,000 consultants. Guys, you could take one of these niches and become a millionaire. I swear to you. We had a $1 million business in just the pool and spa niche. You could take one of these niches. If you just took funeral homes, and just said, I'm going to become the man for funeral homes, providing internet marketing services and follow-up and referral services, you could live in that niche forever.
Yeah, and your niche will find you, because let me just remind everyone, as soon as you hit a home run for one client, the blueprint is easy. Contact other people in that industry and have them, with the blessing of your first client. He's like, sure, I'm not worried about competition 8 states away. I'll give you an endorsement. Absolutely. Say, I won't work with anyone else in this region, Mr. Funeral Home Operator, but what about other zip codes around the country? Will you help me with your endorsement? And say, yes, you know, I'll put my name on your cards, fire them out there. I'm happy to help you out. Or their annual convention or whatever, like you did with the pool industry. You'll speak in front of hundreds of these people. Just sign up, and you will go vertical so quickly if you remember that one lesson. You don't have to pick your niche now. Go after all the low-hanging fruit. But as soon as you get one client that loves you, go vertical, go deep with that one niche, and just cookie cutter the whole thing.
You know, what I always tell people is look at their customer base and, you know, segregate them into what people do and just take your top 3, and you know, you've got your niches. I will tell you that Send Out Cards, just as a business, Send Out Cards has provided me with a lifestyle. I mean, a very, very wonderful lifestyle. I've got a beautiful home here in Texas that is, I work probably less than anybody that I know. And I make an awful lot of money. And the thing is that Send Out Cards brings you a residual income. And so in my first 2 years of doing Send Out Cards, I worked quite a bit. But these last 3 years, Jim knows because he follows, you know, seeing me on Facebook. Man, I travel around the world.
All over the place. You just like went to Costa Rica. I'll come back when I feel like it with your whole family. And I had the pleasure of hanging out with you for a while down there a couple of years ago with several guys, and there's 2 opportunities here, 2 very distinct opportunities. Actually 3 that I've identified so far. One is, here's how you can find clients. Two is, here's how you can really help your clients with something they've never seen. They need a referral system, an automated referral system, because that's where most of their business comes from. Let's automate it for them. Let's put the whole thing in practice. And the third opportunity is, it comes naturally as a result as you start doing the first two. A lot of people are just going to say, hey, I like this card. I don't know if I want your internet marketing services. We've got that down. But how did you send this card? Could you do that for me? Could you do that for my business? And that's slowly going to build into something. It's one of these slow growing, slow momentum builders, and suddenly you're going to find yourself $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month checks that you're not doing any extra work. It's true residual income. That's going to come over time. So did I hit the three opportunities that I think we've nailed here so far?
Yeah, and the key is that they're all synergistic. I mean, never do things that are not synergistic in your business. I mean, it's simply the death knell of any internet marketer is distraction. If it's not synergistic in your business, you shouldn't be doing it. And so if you're going to take on a new product line or anything like that, it needs to be synergistic with your primary business. If you're doing local internet marketing, don't be doing affiliate marketing in a separate business. Okay, because if you do a lot of things, you're going to be mediocre at them all and not very successful at any. All right, so let's talk about how you get started with send out cards. You can get a wholesale account, and that will cost $398. That is a one-time fee. You only pay it once. And then there's a $31 a month fee. But what that fee does is it actually purchases you 50 cards a month to use. So, I mean, it's not really a fee. What you're doing is you're purchasing 50 cards. But it's a subscription fee. And the reason it's a subscription fee is because that's how Send Out Cards creates its volume so that it can give you that low pricing. All right. And if you're using this system like it's intended, you're going to be sending out way more than 50 cards a month. So don't worry about that. So the wholesale account is $398. You'll get a lifetime license to use the system. You'll get Picture Plus, which is that function that allows you to create customized cards and pull in different photos and things like that. You'll get a 30% discount on all the cards that you send out. You'll also get 4 signatures. You'll get a handwriting font included, and they'll start you off with 100 cards. So if you just use these 100 cards in the way that we're talking about, you'll probably make your money back on the system. It becomes free. So there's a wholesale account, $398. If you pay an extra $59 for the Entrepreneur Kit, that is what will allow you to receive commissions, okay, like we just talked about, or that residual income. So it's worth it just to pay the extra $59 because, you know, that's how you make money off the system. So for a total of $457, you can get the Send Out Card system, and you can get all these templates that I've shown to you today. You can get all these templates. They're already done for you. And I want to give you an, an incentive to sign up quickly, because I think if you don't take action today, you'll forget about it. So I'm going to give you an extra incentive. I have interviewed 15 of the world's most successful consultants. And this is kind of what it is. So let me just play this video because it will explain it a little bit better.
Okay, if you guys sign up within the next 24 hours for the Send Out Cards Entrepreneur Kit, you're going to get my Consulting Masters Interview Series. And the Consulting Master Interview Series includes 15 one-hour interviews with some of the top marketing consultants in the world. For instance, Kevin Hogan, he talks about little-known psychological persuasion triggers to get your prospects to say yes and to convince your clients to agree and take action on your recommendations. We also have Tom Antian, how to get your consulting prospects to treat you like a rock star celebrity. And David Bullock, he does a little case study on how a small-town Tennessee consultant launched a thriving, highly profitable consulting practice by writing one simple book. You got to listen to his interview. And then me, how to identify and quickly penetrate a highly profitable niche consulting market in less than 90 days guaranteed. That is a hot interview, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it in the spa industry. And this is Martin Howie. His interview is how to build your own six-figure continuity income consulting business from scratch without any prior experience. And then Adam Ravansky, which many of you know, how to effortlessly generate an avalanche of new consultant prospects and turn them into cash-paying clients starting on a shoestring budget. That was a great interview. And also Elson Eldridge. He talks about doing a strategic approach to positioning yourself as the primary go-to specialist and widely recognized expert in your industry. And Debbie Allen, her interview was about unique and unusual self-promotion tactics to increase your exposure and generate a parade of new consulting prospects. And CJ Hayden, she's famous in the coaching and consulting industry. She talks about proven strategies to make your consulting practice grow in any economic condition. And then Shel Horowitz, my friend, his interview is about how to get testimonials from your consulting clients that will force your prospects to beg, plead, and demand and buy your services. It's a great interview. And this one is worth the entire consulting series. It's from Kevin Nations. How to cause an immediate quantum leap in your consulting fees and income by persuading your prospects and clients to buy your super high-ticket programs and services without using the typical out-of-date sales funnel system. Many of you know that Kevin Nations is now the partner of Frank Kearns, and they have a multi-million-dollar consulting business, and they established that within just a couple of months. This is an awesome interview you need to get your hands on. And Mark Satterfield, the 6-step system for successfully setting up and running your own automated marketing that sells consulting programs and services on autopilot. Mark Satterfield is the president of Gentle Rain Marketing. He does a lot of business with consulting firms. And Richard Johnson, his interview is the 21st century system approach to immediately adding marketing consultant to the guaranteed program of services you can offer. A very, very good interview. And then there's David Preston, which many of you know. He talks about a fail-safe strategy to quickly build your own local consulting business that will have dozens of referred prospects in your city wanting your services now. A fantastic interview that every one of you local internet marketing consultants need to listen to. Got some great information in there. And here's one that's just drop-dead awesome. This is Tim Castleman. How a Texas man started with only $250 and built a laser-targeted marketing system that had his phone ringing off the hook with prospects begging for his consulting services. And he does local internet marketing consulting as well. That is a dynamite interview that every one of you local internet marketing consultants need to listen to. And you'll be able to get all of these interviews that I've done, 15 hours of interviews with these top-notch consultants, if you order the Entrepreneur Kit with send-out cards within the next 24 hours. All you need to do is send me an email, and I will get them to you.
Now, the cool thing with the last guy, Tim Castleman, is he actually uses a postcard strategy. And if you can combine, you know, what I've learned with this little postcard strategy, dude, you're gonna blow the doors off this thing. Again, you know, this is for you guys. If you sign in the next 24 hours, just send your send out cards ID number to localmarketingcards@gmail.com. And really, you don't even need to do that because I'll be looking for people who purchase, and I'll make sure that you guys get these really quickly.
Fantastic.
Okay. Tomorrow morning.
You're going to send this to me, right? I want that whole series, dude.
Yeah, I'll make sure you get it. This interview is really good with Tim Castleman. Excellent, and one that everyone needs to listen to. I mean, everybody is the Kevin Nations one. He has a way of.
Preston is awesome too.
What's that?
Preston in the where's he at? Lower left-hand corner.
Yep.
That dude rocks too. Very creative guy, and he talks directly to us at Offline Biz.
That's right.
He's doing it. He's kicking butt, and he spills the beans on exactly how he's doing what he does. So yeah, but tell me about Kevin again.
I'll just tell you that he has a way of talking to people on the phone that gets them to say yes, and his strategy for doing it is very, very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, Frank Kern buddied up with him the moment that he found out about it and started a business with him. I mean, that's how effective it is. Now, for you guys who do sign up, I'm going to do a live training session tomorrow morning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, and I will send you a link to that. So when you sign up today, tomorrow morning, get on the webinar with me, and we're going to do a live training session. Okay, and I'll make sure that that you guys are all trained up and you know how to use the send out card system.
Awesome.
Okay, so here's what you need to do next. All right, let me just, if you were looking away, please bring your attention toward the screen, because this is the most important part. If you want to sign up for this thing, this is how you do it. So watch this video very, very carefully, because it's going to show you. The only way you're going to get the templates and the things that we've offered to you is by signing up in the way that I'm going to show you. Okay? So watch carefully.
Okay, this is David Frey. I'm going to show you how to sign up with Send Out Cards. Okay, we're at the offlinebizcards.com website, and right down the middle of the page, you're going to see a little button that says click here to sign up for Send Out Cards. You need to actually use that very specific button in order to sign up for Send Out Cards, in order to get the templates that we're going to give to you. So go ahead and click on that button, and that's going to take you over to the order page at Send Out Cards. And you want to make sure that 3 boxes are checked. Number 1, the $3.98 wholesale premium package. That's what allows you to get wholesale prices on all your cards. You'll also see that the $31 auto order, or the $31 subscription package, is selected. And that $31 buys you 50 cards a month. Now, of course, you can use way more than 50 cards a month. You just need to purchase more cards. It's very simple to do. But this is what gives Send Out Cards the volume in order to provide you with wholesale prices. So just make sure that's selected. And then the third box is the $59 entrepreneur kit. Okay, this is what allows you to be able to make commissions when you share Send Out Cards with other small business owners. So once those 3 things are selected, you just scroll down, and you'll know that you are on the right page, because it'll say Jim Conkling's name and the number 118774. And of course, Jim is receiving a commission off of this for referring it to you, and you will receive a commission for referring it to other people. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in a name here and show you how this works. Again, this is the sign-up process for Send Out Cards. You just put your address in there. And then down here where it says your government ID number or Social Security number, you want to put in your corporate ID number or your personal Social Security number. And the reason you do that is so that if you make over, I believe it's $600 a year in commissions, Send Out Cards has to report that to the IRS. And so we need this number in order to do the paperwork, the tax paperwork. So just go ahead and put in a password, whatever it might be. Make sure it matches up. Okay, you see those 2 passwords do not match up, so I'm just going to copy and paste that one, because I know that one's correct. And we'll put some type of home phone number in, and then, of course, put your email address in. Okay, so once you have that filled out and you have the right password in, we're going to go down and see this little box. You want to check that. It says, yes, please automatically renew my distributor agreement on each anniversary date. So what they're going to do is they're going to charge you that $59 annually, and that's just an administrative fee for being a Send Out Cards distributor. And you don't want that to lapse. If you've got several people in your organization, you don't want that to lapse. So I just say go ahead and select that box right there. Don't do anything with these 2 boxes down here. Click on Continue, and if all the data that you put in right, we'll continue to the next page. Okay, it says passwords don't match. All right, well, I'm kind of glad you saw that, because you can see what can go wrong. So I will put another password in here. All right, and now let's try it again. I'll click on Continue, and then you're going to come to a little page that's going to say, you agree that you've been shown the Send Out Card system, the basic features, and that you will be coached to use the Send Out Card system. Go ahead and agree to that, because that's exactly what we are doing. We've showed you the Send Out Card system, and we'll be coaching you on that. Just go ahead and select I agree. And that's going to take you now to the credit card page, and this is where you put in your credit card to buy an account with Send Out Cards. So go ahead and just put in your credit card information here. It's going to be $400.68. Put your credit card in down here. You click on the I agree button. Then you click on submit payment. And that's it. You become a distributor of Send Out Cards. And then Send Out Cards will automatically send you back an ID number. And that's the ID number that you'll use to log into the system. Okay? I hope this is pretty simple and pretty easy to do.
Okay, so that's how you become a member of Send Out Cards. If you guys got any questions, I'm giving you my private cell phone number. I do not want you to display this anywhere. Don't want you to type it anywhere. I don't want you to call me for any other purpose than to what we talked about on this webinar today and any issues with Send Out Cards or anything like that. This is my private cell phone number. It calls me up personally. And my private email address is socdavidfrey@gmail.com. Again,